What's up, guys?
How's your ankle feeling?
Feels good. I thought I was close on Monday. Tried to do everything I could to get out there and play, but wasn't quite ready. So excited about this week and being able to get out here and move around a little bit. I wasn't able to do that at all last week, so it'd be nice to just be able to move around a little bit and get a good plan for trying to play on Sunday.
Yeah, we saw you Monday night on the field a little bit. It seemed like a quick decision that it wasn't going to happen. And why was that? Just because how you were feeling?
Yeah, it felt good. It just wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to perform and help this team win. At the end of the day, it's not about me playing, and it's not about me at all. It's about what is it going to take to help this team win, and I wouldn't have been that on Monday night. So just going back to the drawing board. Luckily, again, I got a lot of people around me that are helping me get to that point, and I'm thankful for that. A lot of people working hard to try to get me out there, and I'm doing whatever it takes to get out there and try to help this team win.
With the sprain, is time the only thing that can heal it? I mean, is there any work you can do in terms of stretching? Like, is there anything you can do?
No, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I think we're on a faster track than most of these. So I feel really good about where we're at. Again, I got really good people around me that have been really helping me, and I think we're on a faster track than most with this injury. So excited about that and the opportunity to get out here and just get back to playing football.
Being
Close. Doing specific that like other teams aren't. Like, I mean, high ankle.
I'm not gonna really get into that. Sorry, but like I said, there's a lot of people around me that are really helping me, and I'm thankful for that. In this building, there's a lot of people that are busting their tail to help me get back and doing what I need to do outside of that to get extra stuff to try to get out there as fast as possible and feel good and help this team.
Being as close as you were Monday, you're pretty confident then you'll be able to go on Sunday?
I'm just taking it one day at a time. I made the mistake in the past of trying to push it too fast and get out there, and then now I'm out 6 weeks. So just trying to take it one day at a time and see how it feels, and then let the experts make the final decision, and like I said, I'm just doing everything I can to be out there and to feel good and help this team.
There's the old saying that, he would have played if it was a playoff game, that sort of thing. This game is maybe kind of almost like a playoff game. Is that add to it, the importance of the game Sunday?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, like I said, I'm doing everything I can. I'm treating every game is important. So, I couldn't play on Monday night, but we'll see how this week goes.
And when you talk about I wouldn't have been able to help on Monday night, I guess what kind of indicators make you say that in terms of just how you feel?
Yeah, I just couldn't explode the way I needed to. I felt good, but I just wouldn't have been effective. I wouldn't have been able to. I would have been limited. And in the NFL, it's hard enough being full speed, but to be out there limited, that's not helping anybody. So that's how that decision was made.
You say there's a lot of talking going on the field for the guys who were playing, but I think at the end of the game, it looked like one of the corners was talking to all three of your receivers on the sideline, going back and forth at it. What was going on there? And I guess, what did you think of just their chippiness, I guess, in Chicago?
Yeah. I mean, I'm never a fan of playing the game that way. Talking and doing all that's part of the game. That's great. There was nothing. At the end of the game, there we were just talking. And that's part of the game. I think that's great. Guys have confidence. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they're at this level, right? But when you start poking guys in the eye, you're doing that kind of stuff on the field. I don't think that's how you play this game. There's emotions. I get it. But at the end of the day, where that line is crossed, and it ultimately hurt them as a team. So it is what it is.
Do you think you'll need to participate in practice before you can play, or at this point in your career, if the ankle's good on Sunday, even if you didn't practice, you kind of?
I think a little bit of both. I think at the end of the day, if I feel good enough to play, and it takes till Sunday to do that, I have a ton of confidence that I can play at a high level. Now, would I rather get reps and confidence during practice? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's tough. It's tough to just go out there and just work out and say, all right, I'm good, without having a live defense and making some of those cuts that you have to make against a defender. So I would prefer practicing and seeing how it is, but at the end of the day, I want to be out there. So whatever that takes, and whatever the guys, the experts, and the people in this building think is best for that, I'm going to do.
Adam, what's your memory of Aaron Donald's impact on the fourth quarter of that game in 2018? Or 2 sacks where I'm sure you weren't very far into your route before Kirk was on his back.
Yeah, I definitely remember that game. I remember that last drive for sure. He's a heck of a football player. I mean, I watch football and I see it every week from him. When we're able to watch some of these other games and seeing him play, I mean, he's a disruptive football player and he makes it really difficult on offenses. So we're gonna have our work cut out, but that's why you play this game. When you get to this point in the season and you have a game with this kind of implications, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get really good football players, and you get into the playoffs, you're gonna play against the best. So why not start playing that kind of football right now?
The interception play where Kirk thought Jefferson fell down, but it kind of looked on replay like he was tackled. Are referees needing to pay more attention to what's happening downfield in those instances? Because it did look like there was contact and brought him down in the middle of his route.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for them to know whether they're getting tripped or getting tackled or getting contact. But yeah, I think they are paid to do a job, and that job is to determine whether it was aggressive and tackled and pass interference, or if it was nothing. I think it's difficult when it happens early in the play. If that happened when the ball's in the air, I think that's 100% called every time. But when it happens that early, I think sometimes they, if the ball's not thrown directly at them, they usually don't call it. Is that right? I don't know, but that's just kind of how I've seen it in the 9 years in the NFL. It's kind of how I've seen it. When you're away from the ball and you get PI, they usually don't call it. If the ball's thrown to you, they'll call it if it's the right call.
Adam, it seems like defenses are showing more and more the too high shell looks, trying to slow the explosive passing attacks. What are some concepts you've found that are effective in beating that if teams are going to play that way?
Well, I think running the football. I think when teams are going to do that and they're going to take away your big plays and cloud you, it's one less guy in the box. So we have to be able to take advantage of that and run it down people's throats when they do that. So I think you just have to take what the defense is giving you, and I think our coaches do a great job of seeing how a team is going to play us and then adjusting off that. And that's what good teams do. Good teams don't just go into a game and say, no matter what, we're going to run the ball, or no matter what, we're going to throw the ball. It's take what the defense is going to give you, and I know it's a cliche and it's easier said than done, but I think when they do that, we have to be able to run the ball and run it efficiently.
Well, you have to pass it at some point, right? So are there any routes that you found are effective?
Yeah, just finding those zones. I think we've done that all year because teams have done it quite a bit this year. Just finding some zones and letting Kirk. Usually when they play that cloud coverage, they're not blitzing, they're not coming with a ton of pressure. So just letting Kirk kind of find those players, the open zones, and giving him time to do that.
How familiar are you with Jalen Ramsey's game, and what does he do so well?
Yeah, I played against him a few times when he was in Jacksonville. I think he's a physical guy. He plays with a ton of confidence. He's obviously athletic. He doesn't have too many weaknesses. So he's a great football player and a great challenge for us as receivers. Kind of what I was saying about going against a guy like Donald. It's very similar. You want to play against the best, and so you're excited about that challenge. Now, do you take that lightly? No. But you're excited about a challenge and ready to put your best foot forward against it.
Last couple for Adam.
Your foundation gave $375,000 to a bunch of different organizations in the Twin Cities. How did you pick them? And I guess kind of like what's the goal there?
Yeah, so super excited about it. We have a lot of great people that do a lot for our foundation, that donate to our foundation, that volunteer for our foundation, and this is the kind of stuff that I guess shows all that hard work because we get to donate to 11 organizations that are doing huge things in this community that's done so much for my wife and I, and it's exciting to give back, especially this time of year. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's a lot of those organizations we've worked with before and seen firsthand the good that they're doing, and then a few that we've heard about, been in communication with about trying to do something, and we thought this was a great opportunity to help them out and see where it goes. I think with a lot of them, it's you kind of start, you see where you kind of give them something, you see what they do with it, and if they're doing great things, we're going to keep supporting that. And I think the people that support the Thielen Foundation see that, and they want to even support it more when these organizations are doing such great things and making such a big impact. Thanks, guys.